Hello, friends. This is This is CJ. Please excuse me. I am in the garden, and my plans were to use my phone, but I don't know what I did because I'm not able to get to my live stream from the phone. But hey, guys, this is CJ. I am here in the garden and wanted to come on for just a little bit. I know that it is Wednesday. There are several live streams that are going on, will be going on, and all over the country, all over the world. So I am just here, and anybody that can join me can and should, and I appreciate you if you do. So again, what my plans are this evening, because it is 8 o'clock p.m. here in the U.S. Um, so what my plans are this evening are to indeed go live, and I am live, and I don't know how this is going to work now because I am on my computer instead of on my, and I hope you can hear me. I see green there. So I do hope you, so I see green. So I think that means that I do have sound. But I know that it's a busy time because some of my favorites are in their own live streams or getting ready for their live streams, or it's just too darn early and they're not up yet. So I planned, as my title said, so thank you guys for coming in. Planet Keebler, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Hope you're doing well today, morning, night, whatever time it is there for you. Welcome in. And again, this is Keisha H. So I'm here in my garden and I set up things incorrectly. So I was going to be harvesting some potatoes this evening or looking for some potatoes. I had harvested potatoes, a few potatoes earlier this week. However, I left them out and the chipmunks got into them and stole my potatoes. I mean, stole every single one of them. And I did not have very many. And, I didn't mind sharing. I did not know they liked potatoes. That is not one of the pots that they had been in. But they got into my potatoes. They took all of the ones that they saw. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put out a mat and I'm going to get my glove. Um, yes. So I made a makeshift sifter, right? To sift out the soil or to sift the potatoes out of the soil. So I took this aluminum pan, right? And I poked holes all into it. You guys see the holes, right? So I poked holes all into it, hoping that I can put the soil into the pan and shift out the dirt and keep the potatoes. Because I don't have anything bigger to do it with, and I want to make sure that I get all of it. I know, right? Ingenious, but I didn't think of the idea myself. I stole it from somebody else. So there is a content creator. She also does gardening, and her title is Sifting Some Soil and her name is Mona. So sifting some soil, and Miss Mona, that is her thing. Before she plants, she sifts the soil all the time to get out anything. So like the manure that I bought, or I don't, it's not the manure, it's the topsoil, and I don't know where this came from, but it has shells in it. So the topsoil that I bought has shells in it, and I'm like, where do these shells come from? What, you know? So anyway, I'm gonna sift those. Hi, Miss Jamie, you're welcome in. I appreciate you coming in. I know. Alisa, I'm just jumping on. I'm just jumping on. You know, I didn't mean to take you away from Bill and Scott, so make sure you're giving them your time. Or you're probably straddling all kinds of fences between Bill and Scott and Wind Down Wednesdays. You're probably all over the place right now, Alisa. yeah, definitely not expecting anybody to keep up. I do have a international, a global audience. So, whether my my dear friends here in the US are able to join me, that is great if you can. So I appreciate you guys. Um, that are able to, but the expectation is whatever time that you have to spare. I appreciate it. And hashtag replay, is a whole thing, So hashtag replay, run me in the background. I don't need you sitting there listening to me, keep me on like 1, 2 volume. Okay. I'm cool with that. Absolutely, Elisa. I love me too. I'm just a little bit conceited, just a little bit. I try to hide that in the chat so you guys don't really know it. And I am full of coffee today. So you guys will definitely have to excuse the even more increased chitter chatter from me. Okay. So I did drop out of our dear guys live stream. I dropped out of their live stream to come over here on mine for just a little bit. And again, I am looking for some potatoes. I harvested potatoes um, twice. So I did a video and I got a handful on Sunday, I believe, and I had some potatoes, right? But then I had some more that I harvested, right? And I left them out because it was late. They were all dirty. I didn't want to take them in the house to clean them because it was late and dark. So I didn't want to take, a whole bowl of dirt and bugs in the house. So I left them out. That was Monday night. Yes, so that was Monday night. I didn't do much gardening yesterday. Yeah, did not do much of anything yesterday. And so when I came out this morning, all every single one of the potatoes was gone. Those pesky, thieving chipmunks had took all of my potatoes. I mean, and my thing was, yeah, take one or two, even take half, but all. I mean, I thought it was enough for all of us. Although I didn't think they wanted any because that's not any of the grow bags they had been digging around in. But they took all of the potatoes, every single one of them, and I don't see any of them laying around. So it's not like they tried to eat it. So like I put out fruit, from the refrigerator sometimes that decides that it wants to transition. So I put out fruit before, like strawberries or grapes, and I don't think they like those that have been in the refrigerator. So they'll like nibble on it, and they may try to relocate it somewhere, or they'll relocate it somewhere to eat it, without fear of being seen. So I'll find those later. I have looked all over, could not find the potatoes. So my thought is that the chipmunks took all the potatoes, and everybody in the neighborhood is going to have potatoes growing everywhere because my thought is that they went and hid the potatoes. The potatoes are going to resprout wherever they hid them, and everybody's going to have potatoes except for me because they stole my potatoes. So that's my thought on the whole process. So I just showed Planet Keebler my makeshift sifter, and I got this idea for sifting the soil from Mona at sifting some soil. She has a nice sifter, right? But I don't. So I took a um, old aluminum pan and I poked holes all in it so you guys can see all the holes, right? And I'm gonna sift some soil from my potatoes. And then on top of that, because I was in like 2 other live streams and watching other folks' videos, and I was trying to set it up so I could do it on my phone, but that didn't work out. So I am on my computer because I was going to try to set up both and catch some, go ninja style and catch some other videos and do it on my phone. But then I couldn't find the live stream. I got to figure that out because I've lost the live streams before and set up another one. And then, like, the other day I went in and it said I had one scheduled for some days past. So, anyway, Mona got a holy trash can from the Dollar Tree. Oh my goodness. Maybe it was an old video that I saw, but I thought it looked like a great. It looked fancy, the one that I saw, but you say you got a holy trash can from the Dollar Tree. Okay, we are in. improvising. We are improvising to make it do what it do. And before I go any further than that, Miss Jamia, you and your watermelons, I was, and I am not the type of person that typically envies anyone else or, wants what anybody else has. But I wanted some watermelons to grow like Miss Daniels. I mean, like she just planted them yesterday and they are like already all over the place. So I was like, okay. And again, y'all, please excuse me. I can hear myself. Hi there, Ma'am Guard. Welcome in. Thank you, dear. Happy harvesting. I'm gonna have to go to the Dollar Tree and try to find me a holy trash can. But Miss Jamie, I was so excited when I saw your watermelon and how quickly they had grown from when you dropped them. You know, so because you did that on a live stream, I believe. Hi there, Kenneth Wilkinson. Welcome in. So I said my watermelons need sun. So I this morning I spent about a good 2.5, maybe 3 hours out here this morning, maybe even longer, rearranging things. So I'll try to get the camera. So I had my potatoes. Yeah. Okay. Mm. So the potatoes were over here on this side. So I had 4 bags of potatoes over on this side. So hi there, Kathy B. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. So and make sure you guys are giving me the thumbs up. I appreciate that so much. So I took, and I'm in my squeaky short chair. So I took the potato bag away from the garden space and brought them over here to the patio. So I have my 4 bags and the scarecrow at she needs her pants fixed. So I got my 4 bags of potatoes here, and I moved those from over there, and they were heavy. Yes, guys, they were extremely heavy. And then I took my herbs, which consisted of um, you planted them on June 11th. Yes, they have done remarkably well, and I planted mine long before June 11th from seed, the same as you, but they weren't getting enough sun, and I knew that because the growth was really stunted. So yeah, because the first one was doing great when it was over here getting full sun, but then I moved it and it just flatlined. It didn't die, but it was not doing much else. So they look like they've already grown 2 inches since I put them out here this morning. So I took the potatoes from over there, put those bags here so that I can go through them this evening, and then I took the herbs, which is sage, um, thyme, and oregano. And I moved, well, actually, that's still here in the middle because I want to clean it out before I relocate it. And then I moved my ginger and my kale. So I moved those over to where the potatoes used to be at, right? Hi there, Scott. How are you? I snuck out of your live stream. You caught me. Um, so I relocated those bags to from that side to this side to that side. Yeah. And then I took the watermelon, no, I took the squash and moved it to the back where the herbs and the kale were at. And then I moved the watermelon to here. So, needless to say, I did not go to the gym today because I knew that that was going to be a whole workout in itself, which it was. Okay. I will suffer tomorrow for all of the moving of stuff that I did because, um, yeah, these bags are extremely heavy. But I moved, and I'm on the computer. Hi there, MET Living It. Thank you so much for coming in because I didn't set things up right. So you guys see here, these are my bags of watermelon, right? So this one right there, this one right here, that's the first one that I planted, and it took off really good. But then I moved it to a shadier area, and it stopped growing. Okay, so these have been stunted, and they were all grown from seed, of course. Um, so they all stunted. I made my little trellis here, right? And I moved them this morning, and this is where my squash were, and so I moved them here, and I even staked up my little trellis here, my little homemade trellis with my newly foraged um, bamboo. So I foraged this bamboo Monday morning, and so I staked this up. It's good and sturdy. I took zip ties and zip tied it all together, right? So it is nice and sturdy here. And I normally do not use my bamboo when it's still green for fear of it taking root again. And you know that bamboo is an invasive grass. Yeah, an invasive grass, a plant. So I try not to use it before um, it dries out completely. But since we are in grow bags, I figured it would be okay because they're not going into the ground. If they take root, it's going to be in the bags and I can get rid of it fairly quickly. Okay. So I'm very proud of myself. I know proud is not a good thing, but I am proud of myself for moving these and doing my own little trellis here so that they can, you know, do well. I'm excited about that. And I'm going to get to harvesting my potatoes shortly, right? So um, I took my squash, and I had 3 bags of squash here, right? So I moved them back here to the corner, and they are right here alongside. And hopefully I don't lose you guys because I've stepped away from internet. So hopefully I don't disconnect. Okay, looks like I still got a little bit. So they're right here beside the honeydew and the cantaloupe here. Okay, and here's more of the bamboo that I harvested and I cut down with my machete. Have you guys seen me welding my machete? Yes. So I harvested this bamboo from across the street at my son's school, and over there is the ginger and the kale. Kale looks a mess because, thank you, Miss Jamia. So the kale looks a mess because the um, cabbage worms got to it and just munched it all to death. And excuse me, it is still warm here in North Carolina. I don't even know what the temperature is. All I know is it's hot. It is hot. I'm gonna look at the temperature though. It is. It's not too bad. It's 85 right now. We had a high of 95 today. I would like to grow some bamboo. I would not recommend it, M&T Living. I would not recommend it at all because it is very invasive and it grows out of control. Um, yeah, I would not. Hi there, Dunya Pajo. Thank you so much for coming in, Papa Joe. I appreciate you. Yeah, M&T Living. I would not recommend growing the bamboo because it is very much an invasive plant, and you will kick yourself when it grows up and you're having to cut that down. To stay on top of it, just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So personally, I would not recommend it. And that's just from me looking around the neighborhood and in my community where I see where it has grown and how frequently they have to go and trim it back. So even like where I got this from, across from my son's school, it after the weekend's rain, the little ones had grown along the curb where I know they had already about 3 weeks before cleared the curb, and the little ones had grown in that same spot. So I was doing the city a favor by clearing a little bit of that patch. That's my rationale. We had some invasive flowers, we couldn't get rid of them. Yeah, so I do not recommend bamboo because it's a grass, right? But when that stuff, and like this one, this is this is a she crow at the scarecrow at bottom, right? And this is bamboo, and so it's hollowed out, but this is hard. And so when it gets up to some size, it is very, very hard. And so I definitely would not recommend you planting any bamboo, especially if you don't have any business out doing, that type of gardening. So yeah, but you can go and take other people's bamboo, and some people, I know that they even put on, I don't know if you guys use the Nextdoor app or website or whatever, but I do, and we have people in our area that'll post on the Nextdoor app that they welcome people to come, and take some bamboo if they want it, because again, it just grows so quickly, so fast. Okay, so again, my plan tonight, because it is getting dark. I thought it was going to rain. We were supposed to get some rain about 5 o'clock. I did not get any. So once it passed, the wind had a little wind, but then it passed. So I am going to put my little cloth down here and put my boots on because I'm in my slippers, and I'm going to sift some soil to find some potatoes, right? Because there are still some potatoes here, even though the thieving chipmunks stole what I had harvested earlier this week. So give me just a moment, guys. Mm, I got my other fan. 85 is still hot to me. Okay, there's my boots. Here are my tools. I'm gonna adjust this fan and get my bag or my little tablecloth that I'm gonna use. Okay, chipmunks are thieves. They got us for our potato plant, and this last time the worms got us. They are something else. I did not know they liked the potatoes because they had not been in the bag. And the potato bags were actually right up against the fence where they come from my neighbor's yard into my yard, and they've never been in that bag. Um, so I didn't think they liked the way the potato plant smelled or whatever, but they literally got me. Um, I was looking for the video that I did, but I think I did it. I don't remember where the video is. So I'll have to find that video showing um, the potatoes, because when I cleared it out, I had put the potatoes in here. You guys see the signs, right? So I had did three of the bags, and I had put all the potatoes on top of this pot. And when I came out this morning, that pot was empty. And I don't think anyone would have come into my little patio unit area. They are like lawnmowers. Oh, definitely. I totally agree with that. But they came out here and took um, my potatoes, and I'm just like so upset with them. So I've been screaming at them today, and I told them I'm gonna find me a barbecue um, chipmunk recipe, and I'm gonna catch them, and I'm gonna feed them to the cat. I'm gonna barbecue them and feed them to the cat. I won't eat them, but I'm gonna feed them to the cat. So I'm gonna put down this little tablecloth here, and I hate you guys can't see this, and I am going to pull, and this is my machete. I got a big knife, guys and gals. This is my machete, and I still haven't cleaned it. Maybe I need to leave it open so I'll remind me before I go in, because I forgot to clean it and resharpen it from my bamboo foraging. So I'm going to leave that over there on the table. So, put my gloves on. And yes, those chipmunks are horrible. They get into everything, and just have no regard. They have no regard for my hard work and effort that I put into. And I told my husband he was going to be eating from my garden. And now he did have a few potatoes that I cooked with my green beans on Sunday. Um, but he didn't get any of um, the latest harvest of potatoes. So we got to see if we can find more in these 4 bags. So I'm going to sift it to make sure we get out as much as possible from these bags. Okay. And again, my chair is squeaky. It is so squeaky, probably because I've been spending way too much time in it. I'm putting my little mat down here so that I don't rip my little Dollar Tree vinyl tablecloth. And so I am going to bend you guys down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. And this is my makeshift sifter. I have a pan. I put holes in it. And we are going to, oh, I should have gotten a wider shovel, but oh well. We will use what we got. And look at there, already. We already got potatoes. And this is like, they're like the little small ones. That's what I buy at the grocery store. So these were planted from sprouts from um, from some sprouted Yukon Gold baby potatoes and the little red potatoes from my pantry. And so I put those sprouts out here in the garden. So we already have 2, but we will not leave any outside for the chipmunks tonight. And so I think this bag here, it was in the corner, so I did not touch it. So there are actually quite a bit of potatoes in this one. So I'm excited about that and glad that I didn't touch it because they would have got these too. So now I am sifting some soil. I probably should put on a mask, but I will shower after this and clean out my nose really good. So I apologize for the noise as well. So look, guys, well, I'll just show you what's in. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna put on my goggles, guys, because my glasses, I can deal with it up my nose, but I can't deal with it in my eyeballs. So let me find some goggles right quick, guys, because I do not want cow manure dust in my eyes. I don't want that. Okay, so we have some goggles here. I'll take off my seeing glasses and put these on. Look at there. Put my gloves back on. And we're gonna get these out. So we do already have some potatoes in here. So I'm going to go ahead and take those out after we sifted the soil. And I probably should sift it onto, yeah, I need to sift it onto the tablecloth so that I'm not double sifting. So taking out all the little potatoes, and these will go in my stews, and like I'll add them with green beans and such. Um, so yeah, so yeah, I'll put that instead of putting it back in the bag. Hi there, Misha Risky. MR, good morning. Morning there. So I assume you're somewhere on the opposite side of the world from me. I'm here in the United States, so it is actually evening time for me. It's about 8:30 p.m. and I am harvesting some potatoes. So thank you so much for coming in and joining. I appreciate you and your time. So I'm using this to sift the soil so that I can see my potatoes pretty easily. I am going to be a dusty mess when I go back inside. And again, I will not leave one single potato for the chipmunks. I'm not going to be sharing with them anymore. And I am going to, I have my AirPod in. I mean, not my AirPod. This is something that I got from the store. Okay. So I hope you guys can still hear me. And it may even be better now. So I hope you can still hear me. So I just took that off and you guys, it's much better, right? um, so yeah, this one definitely has potatoes in it and I can feel them. And I didn't bring the bigger shovel. It's like I'm panning for gold. And what I did was when I filled this bag, I actually, I'm always trying. Since this is my 5th season, what I did in the fall was I when I had the guy come and help me clean out the patio and break down my spring garden, my summer, I guess spring summer garden from last year. And in the fall when he came, I had him to save me some leaves. So I saved some leaves and let them dry out. And I used those leaves in the bottom of this grow bag. So I used as much as I had in the grow bags as filler because the roots would go down through the leaves and not have to use as much soil. But of course, I ran out of leaves because I had about 30 bags. And this soil is so dry that I almost don't even need my little sifter to get to all the potatoes. Just digging around in it, they're coming up very easily. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you and your time that you're giving to me. My little 30-day challenge. I am doing well. The garden is flourishing from the growth of being here in the garden. I have been, like I said, you guys saw me doing some rearranging of things. So that is definitely an improvement to the garden and will be an improvement to the watermelon growth and the hi there, Cruz Bolero. Thank you so much for joining. I hopped on trying to stay true or as true as possible to my challenge of challenging myself to do live streams. And this is day 18 of my 30-day challenge where I have gone live, I think 12 12, I think this will be 13 of the 18 days. So that is fabulous, in my opinion, for somebody who does not like really doing the live stream. So I am here, and you guys can't see me, but I will show you. So I'm sifting through the soil here, and this is what I've gotten so far. So those are the little potatoes that I've gotten so far, and hopefully I didn't lose you guys then. So those are the potatoes that I've gotten so far. And I heard that well, I won't say I heard, I read. Um, Thank you, Miss Kathy. Um, but yeah, so I'm proud of myself because live streams are not my forte. I promise you, they are not. And like controversial cruising, he is doing live streams and structured shows. So he has his cruise talk with Warm Strong Adventures, and they do cruise talk, and that is a great show. They do that on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And he does a Saturday morning podcast that he does on Saturday mornings. And I know it's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time that he does his Saturday morning podcast. It's about 30 minutes, I think. And I love that style because you can listen to him and go about your day, without worrying about missing something on the screen. And so that one is him by himself. And then he does what is the other one that he does? The other one, and this is again controversial cruising, our Scott, he does a game. So he does a game night with Carnival Cruise Addicts. Yeah, I think it's with Carnival Cruise Addicts. So that is on Thursday nights at 6:30, I think. I think that's the time. So, but all of those are lives that he does each week. And he's out in Arizona, I believe. So, alrighty. So I think this bag here, I think we've gotten all the potatoes out of it. Yep. Don't see any more. And I do know from years past that even if I don't get them all, if I leave any live roots or any little potatoes like these little teeny tiny ones, you see that's about as big as not as big as a pea, right? Those would continue to grow, and just like you would sprout in your pantry, it would continue to grow, and it has a little root on it. I don't know if you guys can see. It has a little root on it, and it would sprout next spring or whenever it got to some size, because I've had that to happen before. So, but I'm going to reuse this bag, and I don't want, and the soil, and I don't want any potatoes to come up out of it. So I will do some more sifting because there are plenty of roots in there. I don't know if you guys can see all the roots that were in there. So I will sift through it and try to take out as many roots as possible, so I can put something else to grow in this bag. And that's my plan for all of the bags. I do have plans to grow more. I have plans to have a fall garden. And this is heavy because this is a 20-gallon grow bag, and it's 3/4 full of soil and leaves and things, and it's heavy. So I've been trying to do more and pulling and pushing than lifting. And so we are going to do bag number 2, which has already been done a lot, but since the chipmunks got me for most of them, it is not much left in here. I just quickly took out some of these, and tonight I bought my little Ring camera, my little ring light. Hi there, Martha Sharp. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I've enjoyed seeing you around. Haven't been over to your place. I run across Tiffany's. Hi there, Tiffany Johnson, Lava Shark. Hi, little Tiffany Lava Shark. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Mark. I'm enjoying the garden, not the bugs, but enjoying the garden. I'm out here sifting some soil in my makeshift sifter for my potato harvest, because I harvested some potatoes earlier this week. It was only Wednesday, and the chipmunks got me. They stole all of my potatoes, so I'm having to go back through and see if there's anything that I missed. And I am getting potatoes. So they're little, but I didn't really want them to get much bigger than that anyway. So, but the chipmunks did steal my earlier harvest. Scott, I just gave the folks that were in here a good listing of all of your live streams. I was saying how live streams are not my forte, unlike Scott with Controversial Cruising, who is doing at least three live streams a week. No, you're doing 4. Is it 4? 3, at least 3 a week, because you do the one with Bill, you do the one with Controversial Cruising, you do your podcast. So I don't know if there's any other. Oh, I think you do one with Eddie too in the mornings sometimes. So you are, and see, I had plenty of the little red potatoes, and they took all of those. And when I imagine these chipmunks eating, I see them in clothes like Peter Rabbit and his family, eating my vegetables, and it's not nice. They should not have taken all of it. Like, they ate all of the strawberries that grew earlier, and I only had one strawberry plant. And the only reason I bought it is because it was on sale. And they took all of the strawberries. And what I don't understand is how they grew up there. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Yes, those are my marigolds. And so the marigolds are over there. And here, these are some zinnias. And then I have right here some yarrow. And then there's some verbena. There's 2 different types of verbena over there. So, yeah, so I grew those. So most of them, they have their purpose in the garden. The marigolds, they are to help repel insects as well as attract pollinators. So they're repelling bad insects. They got to your grape and cherry tomatoes. Yeah. I was more fearful of the squirrels getting to my tomatoes. But these chipmunks, I've seen them climb up. Like, these bags are like the felt type material. So I've seen him climb up the bags. I've watched him and recorded him doing that.
only way I can eat a raw tomato is in a salad. And I don't like the cherry tomatoes because you have to break through the skin and the juice all comes all out of it. You haven't seen any chipmunks? Well, you have rabbits, so maybe they don't get along with the chipmunks, Miss Jamie. But yeah, this bag does not have many in it because I took most of them out and the chipmunk stole them. And that's just so disappointing. Again, look, thieving things. They could have left me some. But nope, they were being greedy and they took everything and left me nothing. And then here I am having to go back through this dirt. But thankfully, I do have my chair. So there's one little red one. You can see a little red potato there. So it's quite a lot more of the red potatoes in this bag. Um, because I had two types of the Yukon Gold and um, the red, then one bag of the red. But I'm not going to be able to enjoy many red ones because the chipmunks got them all. Thank you, Mark. Hi there, Lisa J. Stocks. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're doing okay. I think I saw you at Goga's today, but I was super busy out here in my garden and ripping and running, picking up grocery orders and running to the doctor and stuff. So I wasn't in the chat as much as I normally am. My high school teacher grew cherry tomatoes. Okay. I remember my son in preschool, they had a little garden in there for their preschool class to teach them about gardening and tending to a garden. And that year, we went to visit my husband's family in West Africa. And so we had started our own little garden because I can't remember, I think I bought seeds or I think I did buy seeds. And we planted everything in the ground and we were gone for a month in July, for the whole month of July. And when I came back home, let me just tell you, everything that I had planted met me at my back door. Um, Everything, thank you, Scott. I am enjoying the live streams. I'm enjoying it that I'm not just in my head. I'm able to actually talk out loud and not be crazy. But and it's giving me taking me out of my comfort zone. It's really taking me out of my comfort zone because live streams are not my comfort zone. And I am chatty, and I just tried to move the bag with my foot. It didn't go anywhere. Um, but when I got back from West Africa, those those plants met me at the door. So I had planted a little bit of everything, and of course, didn't look up anything to, just plant it. So the green beans, the squash, the cucumbers, the watermelons, the tomato, everything had just taken over, and you guys know like how the watermelons are vining, which is why I'm gonna do them, having them go vertical, um, because I don't want them to take over. I don't have a lot of space. So I've watched several bloggers that garden and they do um, their tomatoes and their melons and things up vertically. So Mine are doing okay, and I hope that moving them over here where they'll get more sun, they'll do better. So we will see. So I'm gonna thank you so much, Tiffany. And Tiffany was also some of my motivation for finally going live because Tiffany just got out and started walking. Tiffany would come on, and I don't think she still shows her. She doesn't show her face, but we get to see eyes and a forehead every now and again. So yeah, so many folks are doing this. So you guys, oh, and I haven't said that, but you can. I need to add a command for Nightbot to just run that all the time. But you can definitely drop your link by typing in host HOST if you are feel inclined to do so. Um, but yeah, Tiffany has her channel, and I think Tiffany has well over 1,000 subscribers, and she likes to walk around her neighborhood. And Tiffany enjoys dinosaurs, and she does her little books. She writes and draws for her little dinosaur adventures, and she has dinosaurs. She does. She has dinosaurs, and she has Mark the Shark gifts to her. Thank you, Scott. Definitely, you guys, make sure that you hit the like button. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. And let's see. Yeah, so make sure that you hit that. But Tiffany is a great supporter. And yeah, Nightbot is taking over. I know that when she goes over to Mark's house, that if somebody has come in and he's not able to get in the chat, she will come in there and drop some links and different things for him. Hi there, Liliana. Thank you so much for joining. Scott has power. He's leveled up. Scott has leveled up. But yeah, so Tiffany is she has Nugget, the kitty cat. It's not her cat, it's a neighbor cat, but she feeds him. He comes to her sometimes. I think that cat is out being frisky more often than not. Yeah, so again, type in the word host if you like to drop your channel. Thank you, Misha. So it is getting dark out here, but I stay out much later than this time. Um, there's only the chipmunks and the squirrels and things. I've never seen any snakes. Frogs, maybe. But no snakes. And about the worst kind of predator that I've seen is the hawk. Um, but nothing worse than that. And nothing has ever bothered me while I've been out here. And plus, my husband's right inside. Maybe he's in the bush watching me so I can have some hours. That would be great, honey. Oh, but I am finding a few little potatoes in the other bags that I'd already went through. But the thieving chipmunks, they got me. So I'm gonna try to catch them and cook them up and serve them to the kitty cat. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. That would just be really mean. I don't think my potatoes had been in here long enough to get as far down in this bag as I'm digging. But I'm trying to get all the little ones because I don't want them to regrow. But I guess it really won't hurt if there are a few left in here. It's just that when you are planting in the garden, you want to be careful about companion growing. Hi there, Bill. Warm Strong Adventures, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Alvin, Theodore, and Simon. Yes, they stole my potatoes, Bill. They did. I had harvested some potatoes earlier this week, and the chipmunks stole all of the potatoes. Didn't leave me any. So I'm out here going back through the dirt in the bags and seeing if I can find any more. And I have gotten a few. And this is nowhere near as many as I had before. I covered up the light a little bit. So this is what I have now. Um, so we'll throw them in some things when I'm cooking. So I think this bag is pretty clean. But I was saying though that when you're gardening, you have to be careful of um, what do you call it? Companion plants, right? Because certain plants um, will require the same nutrients, right? And this goes along with overcrowding too in your garden. That when you're planting, that when you're planting, um, there are certain plants that you should not put together, like potatoes and tomatoes. You should not plant those together because they do both require a lot of the same nutrients from the soil, and so they will compete for the nutrients in the soil. And so what that means is that one of them is not going to do well, right? So you're going to have stunted growth and low productivity or fruits off of one of them compared to the other. So your tomatoes will probably not do as well if you have the tubers from the tomatoes up from the potatoes planted at the same time. And the same thing, so like my squash over there and my cucumbers on this side. The cucumbers over here on this side are doing great, but the squash and the cucumbers that I have over here on my left side, they're not doing as great because I did overcrowd those bags. So, like one of these bags, I had four. Yeah, so one of them I have four squash in it and four cucumber plants, and so they're not doing well at all. The production of those is not doing well at all. So you have to be careful about that. So with both the nutrients, some plants like, again, potatoes are not friends with a lot of things, but you can grow. Um, I don't think you can even put onions with potatoes. You can put onions with almost everything, but I don't think they go good with potatoes either. But I know they don't go good with tomatoes. So I have one more bag. Right now it's 96 degrees here in Great Falls, Montana. Wow, Tiffany. That was about our high today. And the temperatures have dropped down, so we're getting down to the low 80s right now. And I think this bag is heavy. The low today is supposed to be about 76. So, ooh. So this is the last bag that I have here, and still have some stems in it. Oh, Mark, 113 at your house? That's roasting weather. You be careful out there, my friend. Do not, well, be careful out there, Mark. You know, she got a gutter mind sometimes. It's those floral shirts. It's the floral shirts that do it to me. so silly, guys. But don't get roasted, Mark. Oh, Kathy, you're in Vegas. Mark's in Arizona, I think. It's hot out there. Whee! I don't know what that was. Oh, it jumped away. Mesa, Arizona. Well, I'll have a dusty nose for sure. But I did put my goggles on so I won't have cow manure in my eyeballs. All in my nose and mouth, but not in my eyes. And again, like I said, I already went through these bags, so it is next to nothing left in here. Greedy little chipmunks. I want to drink some of my water, but I'm scared it's going to turn to mud in my mouth for all the dust. So I feel like I need music out here. Okay, so you guys are not too far from each other, Mark and Scott? Scott, you and Mark, I'm sure you guys would love each other. I can definitely see Scott coming to being, ooh. I'm hoping that this is a caterpillar and not a little baby snake in my bag. Yeah. But guys, you see that caterpillar? I hope it's a caterpillar. I don't know what kind of caterpillar it is, but he's got to die. Yeah, he's got to die. I got to kill him. I don't like killing them, but, you know, they got to go. Yeah, so I don't know how long Scott has been there, but he may have frequented a few of those spots. So now I'm scared to put my hands back in here. You said toss him over the fence. No, I'm not going to toss him over the fence, Mark, because guess what? He'll go out there and he'll munch on something, and then he will go and crystallize, or he will cocoon. Okay, good night, Miss Jamie. Thank you so much for coming in. Mama is tired. Okay, Mama, you go sleep, and we will catch you later. Got to get that beauty sleep. But no, we're not tossing him over the fence. We got to kill him because he will turn into a moth and eat everything up. So all the caterpillars have to die. Unless it's, you know, a monarch caterpillar, but they don't come here. Now all the bugs want to come and to my life. And I'm going to let this bag be because there's no telling what other kind of little bugs are in here now that I've seen one. I'm thinking that there's a million more in here. So thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I have been over an hour already, and I appreciate that time with you guys. So I am going to pack it up, and I'm going to say goodnight and clean up. It is dark out here, and I'm going to clean up. So I'll say goodnight to everyone. So I hope you guys have um, a good evening. Make sure you're being kind to yourselves. Make sure you're being kind to everyone else. Okay? So have a blessed and beautiful night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And I appreciate all of you for coming and spending your time with me. And I'll see you guys around. Bye. Let's see. There's light all in my face. And now you can't even see my face. Good night, guys. Have a wonderful whatever. Aloha, Mark. I gotta figure out how to insert. That's it. Bye, guys.